I wrote that journal a little over a year ago now, and it's kind of funny looking back and seeing how times change. Back then, I was putting my body through a meat grinder every single day. A few months before track practice, really got serious. I was the high school state lifting champ. Being the state champion at a high school meet is, nothing too serious, but what can I say? Among every other high schooler at that meet on that day, I was stronger than everybody in my weight class. So I had some very, very hard training sessions leading up to the powerlifting meet. I weighed in at 147, benched 255, and deadlifted 400 pounds. And then I feel like 2 weeks after that, track practice started and had to start running hard. Stepping up onto the track meant that I was going to run until I physically couldn't run. I just didn't know how to hit an easy track workout. To this day, I've never had an easy track workout. I threw up a bunch, threw up at 1 or 2 track meets. I don't know. It's just a different time back then. Now, I can't really afford to put my body through a meat grinder like that. I have to be, a little bit more careful and wise about where I expend all of my energy. So, you know what? Come in here and play. Obviously, I'm not very good at, snatching, or I guess you could call these snatch balances. Overhead squatting, not good at any of it really, but I had fun with it today, and that's what's important. I can't really snatch or overhead squat the weights I want to because I have iron plates and I'm on a concrete floor. If I happen to drop that, it would not be good for my bar, the plates, or the floor, so I'm sort of limited in that, but I really enjoy watching Olympic weightlifting. I watched Nate Serwinski's latest video, and I was like, you know what? Let's overhead squat today. So I ended up overhead squatting 100 pounds. That may be the most I've ever overhead squatted. And then after that, I moved over to back squats. I hit this workout how I used to hit my workouts back in the day. Warm up and hit doubles, triples, and singles all the way up to a heavy maximum, like a maximum set of 3, maybe a maximum single for the day, and then back down and do back offsets. So I worked up to 315 for a double, and then I came down, popped 275 for 6. I was wanting to go 275 for like 10 or 20, but it really wasn't in the tank today. And there's no need in me pushing it like I used to. More on that in a minute. Then I dropped down to 135, popped to that for a set of 30. And after I get off here, I'm probably going to do some pull-ups, maybe some dumbbell shrugs. But as I said, things change. As you grow older, you develop more responsibilities, you mature. I was telling my lifting buddy, my high school lifting buddy, actually the one that, introduced me to journaling and a lot of, mindset, philosophy ideas. This kid had brought me to them. But anyways, I was texting him, and, back then, the dog mentality, it was a different state of mind. It really felt like a different state of being. It was just to step into that and, be that aggressive with my training, to be that serious, to come in with that much intent every day. It was unparalleled, to say the least. I really feel that my work ethic definitely was head and shoulders above everybody else then. I don't know. It was just, I'd be cutting up with you. I'd be laughing with you. But when I stepped under the bar, there was no time for jokes. I feel like I had pushed every set to the maximum. I really don't know, how to explain it other than I trained very, very hard. And I did not see anybody else around me replicate that type of work ethic except my lifting buddy. And to be honest with you, he's really the only one that's ever hung with me on workouts. He's the only kid that I've ever had really push me, and we pushed each other. But I've really never had anybody else come in with that much aggression. But as I said, I cannot devote that much energy to, the physical grind every day. I work a physical job now. I'm an apprentice electrician. I'm climbing ladders, holding stuff overhead all day, packing, 140-pound rolls of wire around. And I got to recover for that if I'm not productive at work. Obviously, that's not good for me. Life throws a lot more my way now than it did back then. Really, back then, I just had school and the grind to focus on. I worked at Subway, but I would come home from school, go to work, and then I'd come home from work and put in 200 or 300 pull-ups at like 10:30 at night, wake up at 5, hit a run or stretch, go to the school weight room, hit a nasty workout, and if I wasn't working that day, hit a track session. There were several times I woke up at 3 or 3:30 in the morning to wake up and run at the track and put in a good track workout because I would have work after school that day, and so I made sure to get my track practice in before the school day ever started. But obviously I can't do that now. There's just a lot more. How do I word this? I have to disperse that energy to a lot of different places now. How am I trying to put this? It's kind of less about how hard I can push myself within each given set, and more so how consistent can I be in the face of adversity. Because I have, a lot more adversity to face now. I'm talking 50-hour work weeks, college. That alone is a lot there. Then factor in mowing the yard, trying to do side jobs, trying to make some family time to go fishing, personal time, you name it. There's a lot on my plate, and I would be less of a man to put as much energy as I did into the grind, the physical grind. I think it takes a more mature man, a better man, to reprioritize his life to what will advance him farther. And there's just less for me to gain in punishing my body in the way that it did. Now, like I said, there's other places for me to push right now. And I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just part of life. But it's a pretty good training session today. I really didn't plan on going this hard, but the body was willing to give. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.